Why do you call me at this time?
You promised us a painless death if we give ourselves up. Come and get us.
You can wait. Call me again at another time.
Hi guys, welcome to another very special episode of Hormonal Werewolves. I am one of your hosts, Abby, with the most road rage. And to my this way is my friend Canadian boy Ryan. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing great.
And we've got Adam Backus, just Adam as it were. This is actually Adam's and Boglin.
Hey, the name's Boglin. Each sold separately, and we're looking for good homes. Maybe yours.
This is Adam's second birthday pick.
It's your birthday today, Adam.
So the way we do this is for each of our birthdays, we get to choose two movies. So this is Adam's second one. And this week we are reviewing The Beastmaster from 1982.
Foretold by witches, conceived through sorcery, into an age of darkness, sacrifice, and plunder, there came the Beastmaster, born with the courage of an eagle, the strength of a black tiger, the power of a god, an epic adventure with a new kind of hero, the Beastmaster.
Written and directed by Don Coscarelli, starring Mark Singer, who was quite large in the 80s. No pun intended. He was a big deal then between this and V, which we loved. Ryan, did you grow up with this movie? Was this one that you watched since your youth?
Fuck no.
When was the first time you saw it?
Like a year ago.
Really?
A year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And Adam, I know this was a childhood favorite.
Well, it's interesting. Like, it was hard to miss when I grew up.
It
So
was
it's
on the
interesting-
Beastmaster channel.
It was on HBO and TBS, like
TBS.
constantly. So it's really interesting to me that Ryan successfully avoided it all these years.
Yeah. It was those few years, and there must have made a difference because I remember that as well. We had just gotten HBO, and
It was on all the time.
first movie I ever watched on HBO was actually Saturday the 14th.
When I leave this house, there will be nothing left here to be afraid of. Oh, this must be your charming wife.
But anyway,
Oh,
but the second movie I ever watched was probably Beastmaster. We open with the three witches, and they have, and I remember this from being a kid, banging bodies, but
yeah.
Butterface.
It's almost the cruelest thing about the movie because these witches are thick.
Oh, bother. I'm so dummy thick.
THICC.
THICC.
And like they're doing like a little grind dance
Ooh,
thing
dance.
around like a cauldron. And I remember you're just like, whoa, what's going on? Look at all
But-
these gyrating hips
But
and
the faces,
thrusting
man.
pelvises, and then they turn and they all have the face of like the Toxic Avenger.
Okay, this guys.
And you're just like, ah.
That's a
And
good
you
analogy.
legit don't know how to feel about. Well, I didn't.
This better not awaken anything in me.
I was like, am I supposed to be turned
Am I
on?
turned on? Am I disgusted?
Am I
I don't know what
disgusted?
to
What
do.
am I?
There's a lot of that in this movie, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a very sexualized movie.
Well,
right?
I noticed a lot of, like side boob used to be a thing. Side butt is big in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loincloths and there's just a lot of side
I was
butt.
just gonna, loincloths were big this season. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what everyone's fucking wearing.
I think I was reading that Mark Singer called it his leather hula skirt, and when he and John Amos met for the first time in their costumes, they both just like busted out laughing.
That's funny. I can totally picture that.
It's just there's a whole lot of nudity, but yeah. So basically, we have Mayax, who when I read it, I always go Max, but Mayax, who's played by Rip Torn, and something that Ryan brought up in the chat earlier. I don't know if this is the first time I realized that prosthetic was so. But Rip Torn is wearing quite a large prosthetic nose piece in this movie, and I don't know that I ever noticed it before this time around.
I was so confused about that. Why is he wearing the prosthetic?
I thought he
was gonna turn into a bird.
Well, I had read where he said he purposely. I mean, that was his decision. That was the actor's decision. He wanted to look like a chicken hawk.
Yeah, I'm a chicken hawk.
I'm not, and that's not a joke. He wanted to look like a chicken hawk.
Okay.
He was gonna I'll take the role if I can look like a chicken hawk.
Hold my beer.
They're like,
so
okay, Rip Torn.
Get him a trailer and a loincloth. Let's go.
So these witches, they tell Mayax, who I just want to call Mayax, that he's going to die at the hand of the king's unborn son. So
which he does not, by the way.
Well, he does not actually.
He dies at the hands of a ferret.
Ferret, a goddamn ferret. That scarred me
technicality.
As much as
the ferret wouldn't have been there if he hadn't have.
The witch is done.
I mean, it is due to him and his heroics. So
can you imagine if they would have told him a ferret is gonna kill you?
You will die.
His whole life, he's just terrified of ferrets.
All ferrets would be banned.
Ferrets get banned from the country.
But like, he basically decides at that moment that of course we have to like cut the baby out of the mother's stomach. Yeah. And Brandon sacrifice him because
why not just kill the fucking baby? You had her there. She was paralyzed with the green, with the fucking.
There's a way these things need to be clearly. Yeah, that shit was. So that whole scene.
It was like a neon pearl necklace.
A neon pearl necklace. That shit just weighs you down.
The predator
both
just
of their necks, and they're like, I can't move.
If I move, it's gonna move. I don't want to move.
That's like.
That scene. There's a few scenes in this film that fucked me up as a kid. So this came out in, what did I say, 82. So I was 9.
Was it 82?
82.
Yeah. Wow.
This movie,
early.
This particular scene where they take the queen, they pour the radiantly blue jizz on her neck, and so she can't move, the king can't move. They do this weird ritual, and then the baby goes from her stomach to the cow's stomach, one of the stomachs, and
yeah, how weird. Before we go, I just want to mention one scene real quick.
Yeah.
Just before we, because I always found this part interesting when and I always mix these two characters' names up. Zed, who's I guess like the actual king, and Mayax.
My name is Zed. You're all here because you're the best of the best. Marines, Air Force, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, NYPD. And we're looking for one of you. Just one.
I always mixed them up in my head for some reason. Yeah. But like they're doing like the evil ritual stuff in the castle. And they're like, we got to kill Zed's first like unborn kid. And like Zed's like right outside the door when he says
and
that.
then Zed's like, fuck no, we're gonna banish him.
And he's like, yeah, that's a bad idea. And we're gonna like, you're banished. And we'll never see you guys ever again. And then like his followers have those like little neck breaker chain things. And they were just like and they like break their necks. And then I was just just to show. I don't even know why they do that. It's a show of like solidarity.
It was also a show. It was Max. It was his show of power.
Yeah, like how much influence he had over these people.
He basically can do whatever he wants.
But because of that scene, like two things. Number one, whenever those guys bite it for the rest of the movie, like because they don't care about their they think so little of their own lives, like you almost don't even care when they bite it. Like,
I don't care at all.
I mean, they're bad guys to begin with, so who cares?
I cried like a bitch when the ferret gets it, but I don't.
No. I mean the cultist guys.
Yeah.
All the guys with the shaved heads in the road.
That's what I mean. I don't care. I don't even care a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah. So, I just thought that was interesting. And then there are times in my life where I wish I had one of those neck breaker chains.
I mean, they're pretty cool looking, but
any minor inconvenience.
Just like, I'll break my neck.
Take out the trash, or Adam, can you stay an extra half hour?
No.
Jesus Christ.
So
anyway, all right, continue.
When the farmer kills her, so he's like really good at throwing a knife, I guess, being a farmer's hard work.
The Kuiper or whatever.
He likes, I don't know what that thing is called.
It's like the glaive from Crawl.
I haven't written down. Yeah, it's like they ripped that off. I don't know which one came out first.
Which, by the way, I would like to point out, despite the fact that the glaive is on all the promotional material in Crawl, whatever that is in this movie is used much more than the actual glaive from Crawl.
And then there's Xena and her chakram. Just saying.
I don't know what that is. You just said a bunch of words.
She has a thing that she throws, and it.
It's like one of those neck things. I think it's one of those neck things, like the
one of them neck breaker. So he won. Yay! Takes the kid home.
Yeah. And the
raises
whole village
this child as his own. Teaches him to fight. Little Billy Jane or Billy Jacoby, depending on how you know the actor that played young Dar. I recognize.
Who was he? What was he in, Abby?
He's been in Just One of the Guys. He was in
familiar looking.
If you look up his IMDb, you've seen everything he's ever done. Like he was the it kid in the 80s.
He was the it kid. He was like a Kirk Cameron like kid, right?
He
sort of
better than Kirk Cameron. Yeah, I had a big crush on him. But I think he goes by Billy Jane, Jayne now, but he used to go by Billy Jacoby back in the day. But like I said, if you check out his IMDb, you'll know like 50 things he's done.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time.
I guess they're training, and this big bear, there's the bear in the woods again. This bear comes and like mauls one of the people.
To be fair, that guy, the bear was like, obviously, like, he actively seeks out what's going on there.
Yeah.
It's like,
hey,
like, don't,
bear.
Yeah, don't, what's the fucking saying go? Like,
don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear. He poked the bear.
Big time poke the bear. And the bear poked back, but then Dar does his communicating with him.
There's the shiny.
For probably the first time.
Yeah. When that bear is walking on his hind legs,
and
am I
like
the only one that
tall?
Am I the only one that ever thought that I was like, that's not real. That looks fake. Any bear that walks on his hind legs doesn't look real.
Doesn't look like a man.
It looks like a costume because they're like.
Look at me. I'm a human. I have crippling depression. I work most of my life away. Better pay those bills before the collector comes a-calling.
So his father tells him, don't tell anybody you can do this. Being different is wrong. And then he grows up and gets a little oily and a little muscular. You know, like,
I like his little, like, when he's a little baby, they stamp him.
They brand his hand.
They brand him
with
him. A little stamp that looks like cargo shorts. It's just like, and the whole time he has to hide his cargo shorts tattoo with a glove. You would think he would look at that cargo shorts tattoo and get inspiration to like create
Put pants on.
So everybody doesn't have to wear
his butt
at least like some capris or something.
Like look at that.
His butt flap. Did you guys ever see the movie George of the Jungle?
No.
With Brendan Fraser?
No,
I did not.
Okay, so yeah,
I used to watch the cartoon show.
He calls it his butt flap, and turns out they're quite comfortable. Butt flap. So
they look very comfortable, but I mean, I'm not.
If you like a good side ass, then yeah, it's.
I like a good side.
Yeah, there's a lot of side ass. So, anyway, Dar's village gets massacred. He's knocked unconscious. His poor
Dar's stepdad is a badass.
He was a badass.
Part where like they're approaching, and he takes the sword and he like draws like a line in the sand.
He's like fucking cross this line right here.
I didn't even notice that scene until I was older, and I was just like, that's badass. I mean, it didn't do anything, and maybe it just pissed
died miserably,
but yeah, everyone's still impaled. Like Vlad the Impaler just hit your village. Everyone's still just like run through stakes and shit. But
when did Conan the Barbarian come out?
Conan came out in 2011. Sorry, 1982, same year.
Okay, I thought that this village rampage scene was a ripoff.
Was pretty reminiscent, yeah.
But we've got ourselves a volcano Dante.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
all over again.
That's fucking crazy.
And like, and there's a debate there for me, which is better. And I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people. And Conan the Barbarian is awesome, but
Conan the Barbarian's a better movie. Beastmaster's more fun.
Maybe that's what it is.
You know, it's a more fun movie. Conan's a better film. The music of Conan alone is, I mean, I would listen to that soundtrack. It's epic.
I do listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's epic.
I do. So, yeah, I like the soundtrack in this though too. I like it.
Yeah,
it's not as like
it's
pump
no
you up.
I'm gonna go pillage a village, whatever. But
well, what is?
So it was very nice of his little wolf to pull him to safety.
Yeah,
he's obviously
he
got
him
this
like
really
6
tight...
blocks away.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a dog.
Come on, bitch, you're heavy.
He dragged him like into like
but he got him out of there
with an arrow sticking at him.
This next part, though, this is the part I think, and this is one of the reasons, this and maybe the Dukes of Hazzard, why I thought that Quicksand was going to be such a big deal in my life.
Oh my God, I have the written down.
He's going on his
hilarious.
Yeah, he's going
the
on.
Ferrets steal his belt. He goes running after it. He falls in a thing of quicksand.
That's so funny.
I thought for sure at some point in my life, and I thought like that, you would just go like, and then
be walking in the woods, and oh shit.
I mean, if he landed the way he lands on that quicksand in real life, if you had landed on quicksand like that, you would break your ankles. Quicksand is like that. What's it called? Like when you mix cornstarch and water.
Stand there for a while. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when you mix like cornstarch and water, it's what's it called?
Or like when we used to do the sand art kind of thing.
Oh my God, I can't think of it.
That's never how it's portrayed in movies, though.
It's very goopy, and
yeah.
I did not care for it.
And the more you struggle,
as a child, even as an adult, it still gives me the icks, and I don't know why. But the ferrets do finally like gnaw on a branch so he can, grab it and pull himself out, and
he then uses the broken branch, which has been broken, but still has the strength to pull him out,
right,
without continuing to break.
I mean. They don't have sharp ferret teeth. He was just pulling on it.
It's a little far fetched.
That's a little Mythbusters. I
hope man-eating bird people don't show up in this movie at any time.
How confident are you?
Because that'd be like unrealistic.
I need a vat of quicksand, a couple ferrets. We're gonna do a Mythbusters. I'm in. I'm totally in.
I need a vat of quicksand, some ferrets, and a loincloth now.
Stat. We name our ferrets Cotto and Poto. Love them dearly.
And the dog was Toto. Did you catch that?
What's that?
The dog was Toto.
What dog?
The dog that drags him?
His name was Toto?
Yeah.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not. Like
Yeah,
I literally just watched it. It was Toto.
Do me a favor,
So, like,
somebody
this
put that
dude
clip in so I
he's got a
can know for
theme.
sure. not to go
Toto,
back.
Lodo, Moto. He's like, Rodo, photo, Lodo. He has to go down every.
Got a couple more Odos, and you got yourselves a Lord of the Rings.
So this is the part where we get a little problematic in the movie for me. Dar and his menagerie of animals. They come across two lovely ladies bathing in a waterfall.
Yeah, they're washing their titties in the lake.
Yeah, washing them up, and
it's just their titties. It's just their titties.
Beans, and he tells the ferrets to steal her clothes because totally, and as she chases after them, she comes face to face with Ra the tiger. Ra, and Dar swoops in to fake save her. And this is where he just gets a little like creepy and tries to force kiss her, and like,
yeah,
there's a lot more cringe in this part than I remember growing up. Like, you see it through 50-year-old eyes as opposed to, these 9-year-old eyes that used to tie up.
It is funny because in the 80s we didn't bat an eye at that.
Not even a little bit. And then we basically come to another one of my favorite scenes that tortured me and terrified me as a child. But he comes in and he sees these like cocoons hanging from the trees, and then he looks and he finds people soup, and we have the fucking bird bat people. I don't know what they are. Do you ever know what their names are?
I didn't look it up. I should know what the bird people's names are, but I don't.
Because they terrified the fuck out of me.
I thought they were bat people.
Well, they're like bird bat people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bird bat people.
When I was a kid, I thought they were bad people. But then it's like they worship a bird.
Right. So that's why they're bird
Which
bat
is how he
people.
gets out of his jam.
Exactly.
So it's like I don't know.
But they have those bat wings when they
look like what I envision Mothman looks like.
And then, but
yeah. Oh, it's incredible how that whole scene is amazing. Like there's somebody stuck in the cage, and he like cuts him out of there.
Run free!
And he's also
let the fish out and it gets eaten by the alligator.
Yeah, it didn't take long for that minnow to get swallowed up.
Sad.
But he's also like looking at the soup, and there's like a big head.
There was like a head in there.
Which is funny because with how they eat people, like they don't even have mouths. They just kind of hug you. They give you a nice warm hug, and then just like sort of absorb you.
I think there's.
So what were they going to do with the soup?
In my head, there's a proboscis sort of.
Oh.
I think something comes out and just
we
goos them.
Proboscis again.
So they stick their dicks in it? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think it's their dicks.
It's a mouth.
Their mouth.
Oh.
Like a mosquito.
Could be their dicks.
The
okay.
So that's what I think, because they like come out all goo and bones, like
they do
out the bottom.
Out the bottom.
This conversation's going in the toilet.
It's out the bottom. Going out the bottom.
Yeah, they're like pterodactyls. Like everything's attached.
I thought they were like dinosaur people. Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of like dinosaur people.
They're bird bat people.
Bird bat pterodactyl people.
That's a pterodactyl. A bird bat is a pterodactyl.
They probably sound like a pterodactyl, I would
think.
Get
into the hormonal werewolves for all your
science people.
We know science.
We know it.
Yeah, we do know science.
We know science. So Dar's still following the lady, and this is where you talked about like the whole people on spikes lining the street.
Very Vlad the
the road. Very yeah. That was kind of cool. They get there and like everything's deserted, like just horses, and then they hear a ruckus, something going on in the center of town.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, just a typical Tuesday in their little town. Everyone's standing around watching children get massacred.
I mean, seriously,
up murder a child.
Max literally chucks a kid into a volcano in the pyramid, sacrifices a tiny child, and then says, "You know what? I don't think the God's happy. let's grab another one, and then goes and grabs
round 2.
Round 2, grabs his little tiny blonde child from the.
And that dad gives the most pathetic attempt to stop it.
Well, I mean,
don't take my
Socko. His name's Socko. What is he gonna do?
He just wants to get back to playing Fortnite.
Yes, yeah.
So Max then holds up this other poor child, and then I don't know. It's like one of those scenes where he didn't really chuck the child in like the first one. He sort of just dropped it, and then it was yeet. And then Dar has the eagle sweep it and steal the child away.
All I have written down about that is that rocks. Sorry, Ryan. You look like
I was gonna say the same thing. That scene where the eagle grabs the kid, and it's clearly because the first thought in my head was, how the fuck is an eagle gonna grab a kid? And they explained it perfectly. The kid is clearly a weightless Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird has taken away.
I mean,
it's amazing.
Birds of prey have taken children like that, but it's not that far.
Well,
they take small dogs,
least,
and
not a little hawk like that though.
That's an eagle, man.
It's an eagle.
I thought it was a hawk.
It looks like a hawk, but they call it an eagle, so we're going with eagle. But I think they painted it like they did
it's a
the
hawk
tiger.
Portraying an eagle.
Maybe because they do call it an eagle. His eagle.
I'm just gonna call it a hawkle.
So is this like blackface for birds?
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe his name is Eagle. Yes. Maybe he's a hawk and his name is Eagle.
His name is Eagle.
Maybe. So then, like when the bird steals him, there's a very cool scene where like everybody's like, "Oh fuck!" and everybody goes to bow down. And
Dar.
Dar's just standing there, and he makes the eye contact with Maya.
It's so hardcore. It is so, like you guys said, metal.
Max has got those teeth, man.
I love that scene.
And then we get to see the great John Amos, whose name is Seth, and he has young boy Tal with him.
Their relationship always seemed weird to me.
Right? Well, we find out at the beginning of the movie that I guess Seth worked for the king.
Okay, I wasn't the only
one. He was one of the king's guards.
Yeah, there's something weird about it. He was a little too touchy.
Well,
yeah.
And then they swing their sticks the same way.
Yeah, what are they though? They're shit. They're not prophets. They're
they said they were
groomers.
No, pilgrims.
That's right. He's like, we're pilgrims.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
He's like, oh,
the whole time,
and the kid's like, oh, is that what
the kid's like,
I'm a pilgrim.
Like stranger
We're
danger.
gonna die of dysentery. So they're basically, we find out earlier in the movie that Seth is one of the king's men.
Sorry, which one is Tal?
Tal's a little boy.
Yeah, Tal is Dar's
Towel.
We find out that Tal is Dar's half brother,
who's cousins with
Kiri, who Dar likes to make out with a lot.
Why would we want to marry our cousins?
Because they're so attractive.
Which honestly, I don't blame him. I mean,
no, I don't
he
blame him.
hasn't seen many girls, and the ones he's had, the butter face with the
piercing blue eyes.
He's the first woman he's seen that didn't look like the Toxic Avenger. So,
right,
Ryan, have you ever seen the movie Sheena, Queen of the Jungle?
No.
I like how you asked Ryan.
Well,
Ryan doesn't know. Ryan doesn't know fantasy.
I haven't seen
Adam has seen this movie.
I haven't.
I guarantee it's in a spank bank somewhere. But basically, she plays. So she's in the loincloth, and she's the action hero in it. But
I will watch.
I'll watch that.
Oh, you haven't for real?
That sounds like a watch along. I haven't. No, that sounds like a watch along.
I thought for sure since it was an
Sheena,
80s
Queen
movie.
of the Jungle. Actually, now it's starting to sound familiar. Wait a minute.
I know you've seen it. You had to have. This was also on all the time.
Was it? Let me look real quick. I'm sorry. Let me just take a quick look.
It's just called Sheena.
God. I don't know what this is. I wish. Oh shit!
Memory unlocked.
It's basically Beastmaster, but with her.
It's basically Beastmaster, but she's it's more current.
She's holding a monkey,
Yeah,
she's like
and is also
Tarzan,
a falconer.
and he's Jane. Ted Wass from Blossom.
Wow.
Well,
and Soap. I love that dude. But anyway, we're gonna watch that later. But that's besides the point. The pyramid's interesting. They sneak in to save the king, and I think that's where we first run into the gimps with the glowing green eyes, which we find out later were prisoners that they tortured and like.
Well,
what is it like? It reminds me of the Wrath
like
of Khan, like that
something.
earwig. Yeah, but they put this like green worm thing in there, and it just like radioactive leeches, maybe, and it just sort of like sucks their brains out. And then they put the gimp gear on them with all the spikes and the
and I think
Blue
that
Oyster Cult.
it's important that they show that scene, like how, because that scene of when they're like spying on him like through the grate or whatever, and they show him like put the worm in his ear.
Oh,
and
I
all
don't
that.
like that.
Like that stuff. It's horrific as hell. And I thought that scene was really important to show. If it wasn't for that scene,
you wouldn't know why they were so mindless.
well, that and they might just come off as silly, like just a guy running around with
his underwear and spikes with a helmet,
a fucking mask and
gimp wear,
some black gloves with some spoons taped to them.
Hey man,
but
meet you at the
because of that scene, you're like, oh shit, that guy got fucked up.
Yeah.
I still don't. It still doesn't, like, brain damage still wouldn't account for like superhuman strength and like some of the other stuff that is like attributed to like this transformation. But whatever.
Well,
I'm sold.
It's magical,
it's cool.
I would assume, because I mean leeches don't.
Yeah, who knows what
like
that thing does?
So
maybe it just produces like adrenaline. Like you're just always on an adrenaline rush or something.
It's adrenochrome.
It's adrenochrome.
Yeah.
And then the creepy witch doing like the wall climb thing. Like
cool
she blinds Dar with some fairy dust or whatever, and then she all like climbs the wall and comes.
And he uses the tiger vision.
Uses the tiger's vision and gives her. I love
what a
that
great scene.
It's a good scene.
I like that a lot. But the gimp is still chasing Cotto and Poto down the.
Yeah. He was so annoyed by those
the way
guys.
he runs. Like it's a whole lot of limbs and.
I'm just gonna put this out there right now. The ferrets are the star of the show, right? Like.
Yeah.
Okay. The ferrets are a big part.
I'm not alone in this.
No, the animals in general, but the ferrets are the coolest. I wanted a ferret my entire life because of this movie.
They stink.
I know they do, which is why I never got a
ferret.
ferret.
I didn't know that.
No,
they
reek.
Smell. Yeah.
My buddy had ferrets. They fucking smell. You know, like when like someone hasn't cleaned out a hamster cage
for like a month and a half, they always smell like that.
They just smell like that all the time.
Yeah,
that's gross.
I wanted mine unscented, but they don't come that way. So I didn't get a ferret, but whatever. The king's kind of a dick.
This is an awesome episode.
The king is kind of a dick. Does anybody else think?
Yeah, he's a total dick.
You talk to animals, you're a freak. I don't care if you just saved my life.
I get it. He was probably locked in a dungeon for like 40 years, and his wife
got murdered.
Had his baby sucked into a cow, and a bunch of other weird shit that happened.
By the way,
what's that?
Male cow.
Yeah,
that dog had a dick.
Oh my god.
I didn't even know it is damned.
So he's had a rough life. And in my opinion, if there was ever a guy that deserved to be a dick, it's that guy.
He made Dar cry.
Go crawl down a hole with your animals.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run.
Well,
you had the tears.
The fake tear that
you
him
saw
and
the tear that just kept going down the cheek.
Is it Tanya
Roberts? Called him a freak, and he had to go run.
Like nobody can cry on command in this movie. So they always put a little dollop of like Aquafina like that runs right down, and everybody just angelically cries.
So sad.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Abby, were you just banished by a king? Were you just banished by a blind douchebag king?
Oh my God! Did your
I was called a freak, and it made me really sad.
Father, the king, called her a freak for talking to a.
You have
bat.
cat vision. You have cat vision. But yeah, they all have like the one tier because nobody is a good enough actor in this movie to actually cry on command.
Let's be fair. I mean, that's okay. That's not what you're not here for real tears.
You should every role you should be trying to win an Oscar. Every role, every time you're cast, you should be trying to win awards.
That's a t-shirt.
There is a lot of fighting, and this is the scene, the saddest moment of my young life, like right up there with Old Yeller.
Yeah.
Which one? Well, I know which one falls, and I wrote it down.
Cotto
attacks Mayax, and they both fall
so
in.
You jumped ahead just a tiny bit because it does look like the Dar kills Mayax.
He does stab. Yeah, that's right.
He does stab him.
And then
Mayax
does stab one of the gross priestesses. And this is interesting because she turns into a dove, which I don't remember noticing before.
Oh, the witch?
The witch. So,
well, it seems weird. Like, why would they choose a dove?
That's what I mean. Like, I'm not sure that I've ever really thought about it before. But
like, they didn't have any ravens or something? Like, you know?
Like an evil bird?
Like a bird. A vulture. A vulture.
I wonder
if
there's a reason. Like, was were these witches working like against their will because, you know, Mayax. But yeah, that was very sad.
Cotto's death is the only time I felt any emotion in this movie.
Oh, I felt big emotion when that happened. Like I said, when I was a kid, I cried my eyes out.
I thought it was sad as hell when Dar is holding the dog. I mean, I'm only bringing this up because that's the only scene when he's got the dog and he's holding the dog. And first of all, was that the actual dog he was holding? Because if so, that dog is an awesome actor.
Yeah,
because it was just like that dog was like, I'm dead as fuck.
That would be
the dog was like, I am fucking dead.
Was it? It didn't look like a stuffed dog.
I know, but there's no way a dog could lay like that. And while the way he's holding
he was a good boy.
It was 82. They probably drugged the dog.
But when he holds the dog,
was he a wolf or was he a dog?
Oh, it was a dog. There was no way that was a wolf. It was too small to be a wolf.
When he tucks him under his dad's,
have you guys seen a wolf
arm?
Yes,
wolves are fucking huge.
I have a picture with me and a wolf. But
anyway, that was also an emotional scene for me.
Yeah, that was.
But other than that,
animal death does it too.
I only connected with the ferrets in this movie, so.
That was
the death
of most of the time. I don't think it's supposed to be emotional. You're just supposed to be like, "Wow, that was fucking awesome," and it is.
And then,
but every once, but if you kill a ferret, that's sad.
Yeah, you just did dick.
Even in 2024.
I do like the scene where the Juns show up and all the horses are like, doing their neighing, and every time they're breathing, you could see all the. Like it must have been really cold because like all the breath out of their noses and everything. That was just
their noses.
Their noses. They have such nice noses. Just noses.
All right, just before we jump into this, because we're getting to the final battle here. Did anybody else think the movie was going to end? Because I was really surprised
when they killed Mayax.
Oh, and then
I guess the movie's over.
Battle.
Well, yeah, and that triumphant
going.
Yeah, honestly, if it had ended there, I would have been fine.
That would have been good.
That was a happy. Although it wasn't like an annoying continuance.
No, because they're fighting on fire, which is kind of fun for everyone.
But to run point, yeah. Like when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, they killed Mayax. They got
Cotto's
the town.
dead. Mayax died.
But then you forget that there's this entire
army
that slaughtered Dar's village.
Yeah. because they don't spend a lot of time talking about those guys. They're literally like tropes. They're like, oh, now the evil enemy has shown up.
It's Dar's origin story, pretty much. It's the Conan destroyed.
Yeah, but it's just like you only see him those 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
But and I don't know if we want to talk about this now or later, but I can save it. But the head, the head Jun, the guy who is like with the big headdress thing with the horns or the antlers or whatever, that dude rolls. That was, I mean, his eyes are painted black, like around here.
Was he the one that kills Dar's father?
Yes. Well, they don't.
I'm trying to remember because I was going to go back and
if
watch
it was specifically him.
I think it was.
I'm sure that it was.
He's the leader, so I think that's
But what a menacing presence! And like you needed that foil because clearly Mayax wasn't Dar's equal.
He's not my nemesis, Captain Hammer.
My brother Darl and my other brother Darl, which was it wasn't Dar's equal.
Right.
It was like Batman beating the fuck out of the Joker, who's like 160 pounds soaking wet. This was more a guy that like Dar could like go toe to toe with.
And slaughtered his father, killed his village,
but it was but he was more of like a physical threat.
Mm-hmm.
And Dar could like show off his chops that way. And it's a great fight, backlit by fire.
I do love that at the beginning, like everyone's fighting, and then like the dudes are on fire and still fighting. I think that's pretty epic.
That's fucking hardcore, man.
Yeah,
really.
So that's the movie. Have we forgotten to talk about anything on this here movie?
I think we covered it all.
What do you think?
I got nothing.
Should we go straight to reviews?
Ratings?
Sure.
Ratings. That would be it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll start. Again, this movie was a childhood favorite. I have seen it more times than I can count. Have not watched it in probably 20 years, but I've probably seen it 20 times as a child. And there are, as I said, parts that are slightly problematic, but we can chalk that up to the 80s. It doesn't take away or hurt it enough where you're like so cringe. But the acting is subpar, but it's awesome. The effects are fantastic. The action scenes are fun. It's big, it's epic. There's a lot of fire. We have a bad guy named Mayax. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 side butts.
Now.
That's a good one. That shouldn't be hard to find a clip.
No,
I know, right?
I haven't even started yet. I'm pretty sure I got something in the back. All right. I don't have the nostalgia you guys have.
Clearly.
I grew up not liking fantasy. Not gonna lie, I found this movie a little difficult to get through.
What?
To put things into perspective, listening to you two gush about all of the scenes in this movie has been far more enjoyable than watching the movie itself. I love the ferrets. I got the same glasses, Adam.
Nice.
I don't hate it, but it is very middle of the road for me. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I can already tell
Adam's pained.
Twisting something into Adam right now.
It's not your birthday anymore, son.
I haven't heard you guys talk about this. I know, like when we talked about the Carnosaur 2 review and you guys gave it the ratings that you did, you mentioned how you always hear me talk about Carnosaur 2 and my love for Carnosaur 2. I went into this, other than the fact that it was your birthday pick, Adam, I haven't heard.
Well, it's one of those movies I think.
Well, we're a horror show primarily.
I don't know.
And this doesn't always. We don't generally. You know, I love Godfather too, and I don't bring up Godfather because we're a horror show.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. I love that you guys love it so much, and it's not a bad movie.
So condescending. Oh.
It's not a bad movie. It's not. There's good things to be had here.
I'm glad you guys love it. Pat me on my head.
Yeah, pat.
Give me a kiss.
I'm not doing that. You guys gushing about it for the last hour and 10 minutes has bumped it up a little bit.
Oh.
But I got to give it 2.5. I gave it a 0.5 out of 5. Dar making hawk noises.
Yeah, we never did talk about the bird call. I have it written down, but we didn't talk about it. His bird call is epic.
I know, and
2.5. That's a travesty. That's a travesty.
It was coming in here. I had to get the bird call.
That is a fucking travesty.
I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, in the chat, you said this movie slaps, and you give it a 2.5.
Yeah,
that's not a movie that slaps.
I mean, that's 50-50. You know,
that sucks.
That scene in the movie slapped.
That's fair enough. Okay. I was not a fantasy guy growing up. I mean, I had fantasies, but it wasn't about this shit. Usually involved this. Well, anyway, this was a staple of my childhood. It was always on television, and
always.
You know, it's not horror, but this movie makes me uneasy even today. Like this is a really weird, disturbing, fucked up world that these people live in.
Mad Max. Sorry.
Yeah.
And sorry. Continue.
You know, it's you know, it's fantasy, but like there are so many horror elements to this. I think it's a great movie. I think it's better than Conan the Barbarian.
Oof.
I know. I think it's like it is definitely a more fun movie than Conan the Barbarian. I think like so many of the landscapes in this movie are just gorgeous. I'm assuming that it was filmed in like Southern California or North, whatever.
That scene where they're kissing on top of the rock at the end.
But like it really feels with the landscapes and like the tint that they use with every shot, it really feels like a different world. It's just like a different world altogether. There are so many scenes in this movie that are just like seared into my brain from my youth. The bird people, stuff like that. I don't know. And it's such a crowd pleaser, you know. How about the fucking, you know, it's a real fucking tiger in this movie. It's a real fucking tiger interacting, like jumping up and like fucking with people, and then jumping up and you know they're patting it on its ass. And it's like the animal trainer alone deserves a fucking award.
They wouldn't let the little kid in any shot with the tiger. So when you see them walking with the tiger, it's like a short person.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, you're a gazelle. Fuck you." But anyway, I mean, nostalgia, I'm sure, plays a part, but there aren't a lot of great fantasy movies. There just aren't. You know, there's Lord of the Rings, which has a deep following, which I'm not a part of. There's Game of Thrones. I know you are. There's Game of Thrones, which is a recent thing, but like in the 80s and 90s,
we had Conan, we had Beastmaster.
And Legend. And Labyrinth to an extent.
Crawl.
If you want to throw Dark Crystal in there, maybe.
Dark Crystal.
Oh, those were
but like, but there weren't
Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, but there weren't a lot of real fantasy-based movies. And you know, this movie, in my opinion, fucking rolls. So that being said, I'm going to get it. Don't you dare talk over my rating. Don't you fucking dare.
I'm done. Continue.
I'm not going to give it a full 5. It's not Legend. Would you give it, Abby?
I gave it 4.
Nah, fuck it. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 cargo shorts tattoos that mean that you are a god or friend of beasts or something.
You're a wizard.
That is so infamous that you have to wear a glove to cover it.
So that no one sees it.
Out of 5.
Well, that about wraps up again. Adam's second birthday pick. Thank you, Adam. Everybody wish Adam a happy birthday.
So we'll do our 3rd and 4th birthday pick of mine next week. I'm just kidding.
Yoo-hoo! Until our birthdays. But as always, if you guys want to write to us, you can reach us at hormonalwerewolves@gmail.com.
I wish someone would write to me. Somebody, please write.
Somebody should write to him, please. If you want to contact us, well, watch us on YouTube. Like and subscribe this video. It really make us very happy. We hate to beg, but god damn it. Find us.
We're better than every other podcast and YouTube horror thing that you are already fucking subscribed to, and we are
have fun.
So
I know.
Quit being
how
a
many
dick
friends do you have on Facebook?
and
you want
subscribe
to slap
to us.
everyone? Come on. But anyway, write to us, check us out, enjoy us, love us. Please.
It's always entertaining.
Ryan, want to let us know what you're doing with your life?
I do that Amityville retrospective or Scream It Till You Like It.
Oh, you do?
I do every now and again. We're up to Amityville Awakening. It's got I can't even remember her fucking name. It's got people in it. It wasn't good. You know what? Just really quick, incest has been a part of these movies more than the actual fucking house has, and it's really unnerving that we are 9 movies in and it's still coming up.
Still incest.
Oh, I saw this one. This is the one with Jennifer Jason Leigh and
That's it. Jennifer Jason Leigh.
McKenna Grace is in this.
I can't believe that Jennifer Jason Leigh would even be in one of these movies.
This one, I like this one. I actually like this one. Not, it's better than all the last number you've done.
Oh, God. Anyway, we're on that one. Whatever.
Just check out Ryan on
like and subscribe and scream until you like it. Please justify why I do this.
Adam, what you got going on in your life, sir?
Well, I moved jobs. Now I'm doing something absolutely horrible and soul-sucking. So I don't have as much free time as I used to do. However, there's a lot of old people in my area and around the park. I'm still keeping up the shoe shining and boot shining by
stopped with the breadcrumbs of pills, like leading them back.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that anymore. But I've given up all of my other sort of like activities where I'm helping people because there were just
no more naked kazoo band.
No, but I'm still shining people's boots.
Okay.
I look forward to this every week.
Oh, at the Plum Municipal Park.
Adam speaks. Take 2.
Municipal Park.
The
Plum Municipal Park. Right where they have like all the grills and stuff set up.
That's where the magic happens.
Old guys show up and they have lawn chairs, and I just go all the way down. Straight
That's awesome. Down. You're a giver, Adam. You're a giver.
Fuck yeah, I am.
All right. Well,
nobody gives more than me.
I guess. Given Ryan has to be the one to send us out, though.
Fucking.
We broke Ryan. Enough rock and roll, Ryan. Oh, wait, no, you're not on fire.
I'm getting all misty. That's been another episode of the Hormonal Werewolves, guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye, bye, bye.
Everybody's out looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going to come back to? Back to his lair.
We'll be ready for him.